Hey everyone, it's me, your favorite Sparkle Girl, aka Can Sparkle. So, so basically, here I'm going to do a live video reviewing on the British favorite of all times, Doctor Who. So basically, I know some of you guys from the other countries who also can watch Doctor Who, and not just the UK, of course. So anyway, this is something I really like to talk about recently and lately because let's just say it's kind of obvious for me and to some who are already aware that there's going to be new specials of Doctor Who coming very soon this month this year, and I'm so can't wait. As in, I'm so excited to watch them because David Tennant is coming back because he's one of the best doctors that almost everyone to love. Although some people may not be a huge fan of him, and that's okay. So let's just say, can I just get to the fair point? There's loads of different actors who has been playing each different number of doctors of Doctor Who throughout the years since 1963. So can I just get to the fair point that Doctor Who originally released on the 25th. Oh, sorry, no. It came out on the 23rd November 1963. That's how I remembered. And if I remember correctly, it was in black and white. Let's just say it's because back in the olden years before we were all were existed at the time, let's just say something to do with the pictures and the colors weren't existed at the time, something like that. But yes, although when it's kind of confused for me to explain, but I'm sure you guys are able to know what I'm talking about. So anyway, but yeah, it is quite interesting to talk about sometimes when it comes to black and white. Depends on which it is, like a TV show or a movie. Depends, whatever. So yeah, Doctor Who. Well, it's one of my favorite shows ever since I first discovered it back in 2009. Although, can I just get to the further notice of about me did mention to some user who asked me when did I first discover Doctor Who, and I did mention to that user by saying, well, I did kind of discover sometime in 2009 before I actually watched it like probably like broadcasting on the telly since 2010. So let's just say that's how I started. So yeah. So let's just say Matt Smith. Well, although David Tennant was also the first Doctor I watched before Matt Smith was the very first Doctor I have watched while the whole broadcasting was, doing at the time back in the from the beginning of 2010's era. If you get to the point, and that's how I remember it. Oh, and that would be the same thing for Sarah Jane Adventures because that's the spin-off show for Doctor Who, but only for the younger viewers. So yeah, so well, can I just say, I feel it's harder to depict between Doctor Who and Sarah Jane Adventures because I like them both equally. To be fair, so yeah, because they're part of my childhood. Hmm. But well, if there's a who have been growing up watching Doctor Who since the very beginning of the Doctor Who franchise came out back in the 60s, if you're watching this, I would like to say I think you're very lucky. Yeah. I mean, what I'm trying to say, I think you guys are really, really lucky, you know? Yeah, so I'm proud of you. Yeah. And I'm glad you did because, and I bet you feel more nostalgic, sort of childhood sort of vibe. You get what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so I do want to show you this thing on the website anyway. So yeah. And it's okay if those who are new to Doctor Who, and it's okay if you're not from the 60s, that's totally fine. So yeah. But if you're not really into adventures in Doctor Who, that's totally fine. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. I'm not gonna force you anything, but I would like to give you a little suggest to try it to see if you like it or not. But it is okay to just share your thoughts after watching it, whenever you feel to, whatever the need. Yeah. So I'd like to show you something. Just wait for a second. I just need to do something quickly before doing something. So okay. Okay, now here we go. Okay. Share the screen. Here we are. Okay, so like I said, 1963. And Doctor Who is like a sci-fi sort of TV show. Well, basically, Doctor Who is not just a sci-fi, of course. It can also a little horror sort of thing. Not too much. No, of course not. It's not like violence or anything. No way. I promise you guys this. There's no violence at all. Although there is some moments that can be a bit scary. Like if you think about the Daleks, every time I see them, like get away from me, you creeps. I mean, like exterminate. Yep. Okay, you got me. I'm just saying. I mean, seriously, every time the Daleks, the way they keep saying exterminate every time, I always like, oh, shut up, will ya? Okay, just forget it. Okay. Oh, yes, I forgot to mention this guy here, Russell T. Davies. He's the director of well, not the classics though, no, just only the one that the new one that the one that we have now since 2005. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I think the classic was directed by someone else, but I don't know who it was now. Yes, okay. Okay, let's go on the Wikipedia. Okay. So, like I said, Doctor Who is a British science fiction television series broadcast by the BBC since 1963. And the series depicts the adventures of a Time Lord called the Doctor. But Doctor Who, you get the joke. And extraterrestrial being who appears to be human. Although he's actually an alien, but in a human sort of thing. Okay, this is getting confusing here. How come he's an alien, but why he's a human at the same time? Oh my god, like my head is spinning or something. Like it's taking me into space. So it's taking me to the galaxy. Okay, thank you, but I'd rather prefer to be in the Disney World. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, okay. The Doctor explores the universe in a time traveling and spaceship, and it's called the TARDIS. Yep, that's what the TARDIS looks like. Although the TARDIS has been looking different throughout the years, but it still looks the same, but different model if you get what I mean, because it's different styles if you get what I mean, to the further point. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just say the TARDIS exterior appears as a blue. Skip that. Police box, which was a common sight in Britain in 1963 when the series first aired. With various companions, the Doctor combats foes. Oh, I don't know how you pronounce that. Works to save civilizations and helps people in need. Okay. Beginning with William Hartnell. Yep, that's him. Oh, hang on. Here we go. So that's him, by the way. Yeah. Although he has been on, well, it's kind of confusing, but he is the first actor to play the first Doctor because, if I remember correctly, he somehow passed away sometimes in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And then someone suddenly replaced him to play the first Doctor because due to his, passed away sort of thing. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, until all the other doctors, like the second doctor, all kinds, like 13 actors have headlined the series as the Doctor in, yeah, until the very, okay, this is might confuse you guys, but the Doctor was originally like supposed to be a man character of Doctor, but that's how people best know the Doctor as. But until like sometime in 2017, somehow some things just make it into something weird by having the Doctor to be a woman. Yeah, Jodie Whittaker became the first woman to officially play the role. Yeah, I'm not against about women playing the Doctor. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind having a woman play as a Doctor, but I usually just prefer the Doctor to be a man. So don't get me wrong. Yeah. So oh god. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. You know why I mentioned about the Doctors have been played by different actors and all? Let's just say this may confuse you guys because the Doctor always keeps regenerates every time. You get what I mean? Like new incarnation. Like even though the Doctor is still the same person, but he has a different um different character, because it's so confusing. Like I said, spinning in space. Ugh, this is getting crazy and crazy. I'm telling you now, I'm just like these companions who's asking questions and confused at the same time. Like, why do you keep changing your appearance? Like, come on, Doctor, stop, regenerate. Although we can't control that because that's just the way the Doctor is made. Although, but who is Doctor Who? I mean, what is his real name? Because we never know. But I don't think we're ever going to find out anyway because it's a secret. Yes, I know. Because this is just getting creepy now. Tell me about it. Okay. So let's just say the classic series of Doctor Who has originally been ran from, like I said, 1963 until it sort of stopped until like 1989. Yeah. Okay. Although after the classic series sort of stopped, its regular production. Okay, and then they decided to make the television film titled Doctor Who. Doctor Who the movie. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and that just shows the Eighth Doctor. I know his name, but okay. Just hang on. Just hang on for a second. Oh yeah, so these are the shows that I wanted to mention. Okay, so these are like the spin-off shows. You see Zero Adventures, but there's also Torchwood, and it's K9 and Class. I haven't watched that yet, but I don't think I would watch it because it did set a little warning on the iPlayer saying it might have violence in it. So maybe no, not my thing. Sorry. Okay, so let's just say Doctor Who follows the adventures of the title character, Time Lord with somewhat unknown origins, who goes by the name The Doctor. The Doctor fled Gallifrey, the planet of the Time Lords, in a stolen TARDIS. Yep. A time machine that travels by materializing into and how I don't know how you can pronounce that. The time vortex. Okay. The TARDIS has a vast interior but appears smaller on the outside. Okay. So like really really big. Looks like a big belly tummy. Yeah. Like if you think about this episode, the second episode with Matt Smith, when they went the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond went in the 300 years, and they would end up in that monster's thingy tummy, and it was all like slimes because it's actually the monster's tongue. Ugh, gross. I literally watched the episode, but don't get me wrong, it does look disgusting. But I don't want to make you feel guys sick. No, sorry about that if I did. Okay. Okay. There's loads of things that you might find it interesting. But if you want to pause, if you don't mind, if you really want to look at the words properly, or if you want to read them yourself after watching my video, that's totally fine. It's up to you, and I don't possibly blame you. Okay, so okay. So yeah, this is really interesting to be honest with you. And now let's see the Sarah Jane Adventures. You might like that. But I doubt it. Okay, here you go. Sarah Jane Adventures is, you know what, a British science fiction television series. Program that was produced by BBC's Cymru, Wales, for CBBC, created by Russell T Davies, the same guy who did Doctor Who, and is starring Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane. Although, if you guys remember, because I did tell you before that Elizabeth Sladen is the actress who has been playing Sarah Jane since the classics of Doctor Who. Let's just say she first came along sometimes during in the 70s until she left sometime in the 80s. Yeah. And she hasn't been seen since until that shows something to do with K9, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it came out sometimes in the 80s. I think so anyway. And then until she was being seen again in the School Reunion episode in the modern Doctor Who series with David Tennant, with Rose Tyler and Mickey, something like that. That's her return episode at the time, back in 2006. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Until she has her very own TV show, as we all know, the Sarah Jane Adventures. Yes. Okay. So let's just say the series debuted on the BBC One, but also on CBBC. I think so anyway, but I don't know, but sometimes I don't know what I'm saying here. So yeah, with a 60-minute special, and it's called Invasion of the Bane. Yeah. Oh, actually, I think I did make a video of Sarah Jane Adventures anyway. If you've seen my video before, that's totally fine. But if you guys haven't seen it, it's fine. You can always watch it when you want to. Okay. And the Invasion of the Bane came out on the 1st of January in 2007, the New Year's Day. Until 2011, but the real reason why the show got cancelled, well, due to the passing of the late Elizabeth Sladen. I I know. I mean, although she's not the only one who will miss from the Doctor Who franchise, because there's loads really. Like the Brigadier, what's his name again? The actor. Oh yeah, Nichols. That's it. Nichols something. I think so. That's anyway. All I know that his name is Nichols, but I forgot his surname. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I know it is tragic. But no matter where they are, we will still always remember them because that's the important thing. Because my dad did say, well, both my mom and dad did say to me, no matter where they are, you will always able to remember them because just don't forget about them. I mean, if you think about from Lilo and Stitch or Harmony's family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And that's the important thing about not, you know, forgetting your loved ones. Because that's the important thing, guys. Well, boys and girls. Well, even I shouldn't be saying the word guys because I shouldn't, well, it's difficult to explain. Okay. Let's just say, like I said, cancelled. Even though it did finish sometime in like 2 weeks later on. Okay, really? I know whose that birthday is, but I'm not going to mention who is because it's personal. Okay, oh yeah, and speaking about my dad, let's just say he has been a huge fan of Doctor Who since as a kid, just like I did, you know? Because let's just say Doctor, what? Okay, shut up, Caitlin. Okay, okay. What I'm trying to say here, my dad has been a fan of Doctor Who because he has been watching it, and let's just say, he did mention to me before that the very first Doctor he have watched was between John Pertwee and Tom Baker, and I did ask him sometimes like most of the time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, by asking, so which either of them is your favorite, John Pertwee or Tom Baker? And he did mention that he likes Tom Baker, and he well, you may find it a bit funny, or if not, it's fine. Let's just say he mentioned about the reason why he likes about Tom Baker because Tom Baker version of the fourth Doctor was because the Jello babies. Okay. No, I'm just getting right out of my head. Can I just get to the point? I'm not really much a fan of sweets, although let's just say I only prefer chocolate. I know chocolate is count as sweet and all. That's the whole point, isn't it? But yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's what I want to say. But if I'm not mistaken, Sarah Jane did appear again in this episode, The Stolen Earth, Janie's End. Like it's like a part 1, part 2, but same episode, but with different titles, if you know what I mean. And then she did being seen again, only for the last time of Doctor Who series, the End of Time special episode. I really love that episode. Actually, can I just say, what I mentioned about me discovered Doctor Who in 2009? Well, basically sometime in 2010. Even though the episode did came on in 2009, but all I want to say is it's this episode that I first saw the first time I saw Doctor Who because I remember watching it on the iTunes on my dad's old laptop when I was a kid. Well, can I just get to the fair point that my dad he used to have like these sort of Doctor Who episodes, and only the modern ones, of course, on the iTunes, where I can use to watch them all the time when I was a kid. Although Doctor Who is not the only thing I watch on the iTunes because I also be listening to some music videos on it as well, like Cheryl Cole's, for example. Yeah, and it's some songs that actually belongs to David Guetta, but although he wasn't really a singer or anything, but I know he's only a DJ, but they do have singers to sing songs for him, if you know what I mean. But I'm not here to talk about music. Okay, we're here to talk about Doctor Who. Okay. Yeah. So so this picture here, I don't know if you can see the mouse. So yeah. So this is Maria, and she's been played by Yasmin Page, and this is Luke, Sarah Jane's son, and he was being played by Tommy Knight. Yep. Here we go. There he is. And there's Clyde Langer, and he was being played by Daniel Anthony. Yep. And I also remember that there was another companion, well, teenage companion for Sarah Jane, and her name is Ronnie, who Clyde had a crush on. Okay, give us a break, Clyde. Okay. Alright. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind love sometimes, but love can be a pain. Like give me a room. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's all I want to say. So yeah, so these are the things that you probably might find it interesting anyway, because I know you guys like to learn new things. And it's okay to learn new things, because that's what my mom and dad keep saying. Like, give me a break. Okay. So yeah. So I just hope you guys enjoying this video, and I bet you guys probably have confusion here, because even though some of you probably don't really know or watch Doctor Who, if you get what I mean. But I don't possibly blame you or anything. That's totally fine. So yeah. Okay, so I'll leave you guys to it, and I hope you guys have a nice day. So yeah, and don't eat too many jelly babies. Okay, and I hope you guys have a lovely time this year, and not long until the specials of Doctor Who, and especially my birthday, of course, because my birthday is just only about well, okay, let's just say my birthday is coming on the 24th, so I just hope you guys can appreciate that I making this video anyway, because Doctor Who is very special to me, and special to everyone else, of course. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I also remember that moment. I think it was last year. I think it was anyway. I went to this Doctor Who museum in a museum in somewhere in town from where I'm from in the UK. So yeah, and it's loads of things I have seen in there. To be honest, like the companions, the doctors, all different kinds. Most of the things that you can't possibly imagine. It's like you're really in the actual Doctor Who world. Like imagine that. Like I always dream to become one of the Doctor's companion one day, even though it may not gonna happen. Yeah, tell me about it. And I bet some of you guys from the UK feel the same way, or is those from the US who also watches Doctor Who feeling the same way? Yeah, tell me about it. And yes, of course, there's like these aliens and monsters like the Daleks, Cybermen, and whipping angels. Don't blink, because if you blink, you get touched by the whipping angel. And don't move your head away from the whipping angels, because if you do, The weeping angels will kill you. Don't worry, it's not real. I'm just saying because that's just the way things are when it comes to watching Doctor Who. You know, okay. And there's loads of other alien styles and purposely rendered, like the Oods. Well, I don't like them really much because they creep me out. Let's just say, every time when they get stressed or angry, they suddenly have the eyes turned red, like really red. And they always keep saying, the circle must be broken so we can sing. Okay, okay, then now just getting creepy every time. Okay, I'd rather stay away from these ooze because it's so scary. But can I just get to the further point? Now, I remember that first time I watched this episode called Water of Mars. Well, the last scene with the ood at the end, oh, that scares me the hell. Oh, okay, so oh my goodness sake, oh my god. There's loads of moments that I do get scared of really in Doctor Who. And yeah, if I remember correctly, I did also got scared from the moment the episode called The Next Doctor, even though he's not really the doctor, but he's just some man who just likes to be the doctor. But I forgot his name now. Johnson, I think it was. Yeah, I think so. And it's got the Cybermen in it, and it's also got there's other Cybermen creatures, but they're black and they look like monkeys sort of creatures. And I remember that moment when I forgot who was the character was, but I forgot the name. And that character I saw that monkey sort of type of the Cybermen, and that thingy face just appeared out of nowhere, and I was like, oh my god, give me a okay, you screw me out. Okay, well, can I just get to the point? Sometimes I have heard almost everyone seems to be saying it's okay to be scared because sometimes it can be for fun. Okay, is it really true? Because I learned that from my little pony episode, with the when Princess Luna returned as her normal self, of course, not, you know, you know who. Okay, and there's so many others like oh, the smiles. Oh my goodness. The one I mentioned about when the doctor and Amy were in this sort of monster's tummy sort of thing. Well, that it's in this what the smiles are in this episode actually, and every time they smile, well, let's just say the moment that the heads turned around, the face, well, the faces just turn like sort of like grumpy sort of thing, and then they turn their heads again. It looks really, really, really angry, and their eyes like red. Oh my god, that's so creepy! Like what the blazing hell? Okay, give me a break. Because I remember the very thing when I first watched it when I was a kid, when this young kid, a boy, was like left alone, and he ended up have to go into a different lift, and then suddenly something about what's the word again? Can someone please help me? Okay, monster below. Oh, that's it. Beast below. That's it. Beast below. Okay, okay. And then I'll just get a word every time. And then suddenly the smile got really, really angry, and the eyes went red, and then the boy just sort of like just fell through the open floor, just took him into some wherever. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It could be the same thing where the doctor and Amy went. I think so. So, okay. Well, that's just getting way too creepy. Okay. I feel sorry for the kid. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I wouldn't imagine me being on my own. You know. can I just get to the point? The the lifts, know. Yeah, I don't like to be alone, because sometimes I don't mind being alone in some occasions, but when time comes dark, I get, you know, okay, just try to be brave and put a smile on your face. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and there's so many stuff to talk about here. Oh yes, I remember now. I remember playing the Doctor Who games and Sarah Jane games and all kinds. Oh yes. Oh, I remembered again. Because I remember the actual game I used to play on my dad's old computer. Well, laptop. Let's just see. Okay, calm down. The Doctor Who Adventures. Okay, so some of you probably have seen a playlist on my channel sometimes before. If it's okay if you don't remember, that's totally fine. You can always find it again if you want on my channel. Let's just say, oh, this game, I really want to play it again. Because, well, if I remember correctly, I kind of found it again, and when I downloaded it, and then my dad told me I had to get rid of it because this. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, speaking about that Doctor Who Adventures game, let's just say there's different types of game actually, like the Daleks, Cybermen. I don't know what it's about, but it's something to do with the TARDIS. And there was this Light who is hungry to something to do with the paradox, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then another one with the Baja Narada, the shadow, like, don't touch the shadow or never go near the shadow because you'll be dead. Because that's what really happened in the episode Silence in the Library and Dead of the Forest. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. To be honest, these skeletons give me the creeps. Like, every time when the shadows go through those characters' helmets, and then suddenly the skeletons' faces just came out of nowhere, and that really means the characters are now dead. Or let's just say they're not really entirely dead. If you get what I mean, because I remember the last moment I saw the characters back alive again in the end of Forest of the Dead. Although it's somewhere in heaven, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if that was really heaven, or is that just really like in reality. Can't even know anymore. Okay. Well, can I just say, Doctor Who always has been on every Saturday around like 8, if I'm not mistaken, because I know it's sorry, it's always on Saturday, but I don't know whether if it comes on, if it does come around 8, because that's how I remember the last time I've been watching Doctor Who from these years ago. Yeah, tell me about it. So yeah, like just say that's just how I remembered. Yeah. Okay, so I do have favorite doctors and favorite companions, and well, let's just say like favorite characters, of course. And I do have some favorite villain characters, like these aliens and monsters I've been mentioning. Well, let's just say my favorite doctor would have to be David Tennant. Oh, I like that guy. Not like him, you know what? I just like him because he's my favorite doctor, because he's the best. Yeah. Yeah, well, tell me about it. I really do like David Tennant because he's been everyone's favorite. Yeah, tell me about it. And I also, well, my favorite companion would have to be Sarah Jane. Yeah, Sarah Jane. Uh, but well, only for the, well, it's not that. What I'm trying to say here is that Sarah Jane always has been my favorite. But there are some other favorites too, like Donna Noble, which who we're going to see again sometime very soon. Yeah. Well, believe me, I remember this thingy specials. Well, I think it was like Red Nose Day, and if I remember correctly, if you're watching this safely, I'm telling you, if you remember this special episode with Catherine Tate as Lauren Cooper character who said, "I am bothered," and David Tennant was playing as the English teacher, and then when Lawrence decided to say, "Are you the doctor?" and when David Tennant was like, "Doctor Who," and then you know what? Get the chair, guys! Come on, seriously. Okay. But it's okay if you haven't seen that special, everyone. But it's totally fine. Be free to watch it if you want. I don't mind. So, there's so many. Okay. And okay. I kind of found it funny, and so did Sophie. Well, let's just say I remember the end scene of that special, that Red Nose Day thingy with David Tennant and Lauren Cooper. You know what? Catherine Tate, of course, as Lauren Cooper. Well, let's just say when David Tennant turned Lauren Cooper into some toy figure of Rose Tyler, and then, and if I remember correctly, I think David Tennant said, "Well, that's better," and he said something like the smell of sweet. Okay, give me a break. And then suddenly Lauren Cooper said like this. Okay, give me a break. Yep. I know you're laughing, Sophie. I just knew it. Yep, I know. I knew it. I'm so predictor. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I just really love talking about Doctor Who. Doctor Who will always be the best show of all times of the UK. Although, let's just say, can I just get to the point that if those of you not much a fan of Doctor Who, that's fine. So yeah. So I understand why, because some of you probably might don't find it interesting or something like that, maybe, or you just probably just into Star Wars then compared to Doctor Who. But let's just say, out of my friends, me and Sophie and Oliver, we're the only ones who has been watching Doctor Who. Yeah. Well, Sam watches Star Wars, but I can't possibly blame him if he doesn't like Doctor Who. That's totally fine, and that's his choice. So I can't possibly blame him for like Star Wars better. So, but for me and Oliver and Sophie, we prefer, what, Doctor Who. Yeah, and I'm quite jealous because one of my friends mentioned they met the actor who plays the Seventh Doctor. Yes. Okay, I'm quite jealous here. Okay. Alright then, I'll leave you guys to it. Okay. And I'm sorry if I talk you so long because sometimes I sound like I remember some other things that just came up in my mind. Yes. So anyway, sorry if I bother you guys too much. So anyway, I hope you have a nice day and you know what? Have a nice year. And I hope you have a nice Christmas next month this year, okay? And I can't wait for that. so, so wish me a happy birthday until 24th November, and I'll see you guys soon. I think I might do a live video on my birthday if I get a chance. If not, I can always do it the other day or something. So yeah. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it. Bye.